Viewfinity privilege management for endpoints and servers, enabling an automated end-to-end, non-disruptive transition to least privilege. Let's take a look at the requirements of privilege management. First, the concept of least privilege, giving users only the rights they need. This must extend to the mobile user and the remote office. It must have strong reporting and auditing capabilities. The process must be automated, non-disruptive to users. Lastly, we must not add additional complexity. Let's look at a few examples of what can occur once you remove local administrative rights from everybody, but you don't have a tool such as Viewfinity privilege management in order to manage these individual rights that people may need access on a day-to-day basis. In this first example, one of my traveling sales guys has received a file in a 7-zip format from a prospective customer, and he's not able to open this file unless he installs a 7-zip file. Being real proactive, he attempts to download this installer, goes ahead and runs it, and he gets prompted for UAC, so we know he doesn't have permissions to access this file. Going into the Viewfinity console, I can simply create a policy which will allow everybody to install this file. Under policies will be a create policy. I'm going to quickly give this a name. This can be an elevate privileges, clicking next. I can apply this against computer groups, single computers, all computers, or Active Directory users groups as well. This is going to be a permit application installation. Now we just need to choose what variables we want to elevate based on. I'm going to elevate just this installer, so I'm going to say I'm going to be elevating a file called 7z920.exe. Clicking next, we want to create an audit trail so we can keep track of how people are using this. In my case, I'm going to do this by writing into the application log. We can also put out a daily email or record an audit video as well. I'm going to activate this policy now. Click Finish and send this off to the end user. Since the agent is communicating directly in with our IIS server, communication is very quick. Generally, we're seeing updates occur in the 15 to 30 second range. Now that the policy has been applied, I'm going to simply go back down to the endpoint and attempt to launch this executable. By default, we're going to see a notification that we're launching with elevated privileges. We can either customize this message or we can turn this message off. Now you can see that we're running this under elevated context. Let's take a look at another example. My traveling sales guy is now on site with a customer, needs to change his network adapter settings in order to get onto the internet. Attempting to change the adapter settings, I'm going to simply right-click on Properties and attempt to change my IP address. We're going to see UAC popping up, so we know we don't have permissions to access this. Going into the console, you can see here under Policies and Templates that we have a template called Permit Changing Network Adapter Settings. I'm going to right-click on this template. I'm going to create a policy based on this template. It's going to pull up the same policy wizard we saw before, except these items are predefined for us. Clicking Next, this is going to apply it against all computers. This is going to be a Permit Windows Administrative task. And then we can see we already have items that are pre-configured to allow for elevation. In our case here, we're just looking at network properties. Clicking Next, I'm going to register this in the application log and activate this policy. Once we click Finish, it's going to send this off to the endpoint. Now, in the case of this particular task, this is going to be one of the few tasks where we actually need to take one additional step for this to occur. Once the policy comes down, we're going to see the creation of the Viewfinity control panel, and inside the control panel will give me access into the network configuration. I can open this up, we'll see our network adapters, and now I can make any changes to these properties. To start your 14-day free trial of Viewfinity Privilege Management, please visit us at www.viewfinity.com.